What's up, guys? High Value Hacks back with another episode of the High Value Coaching Series. 5 signs your significant other does not respect you. This was requested directly from a subscriber last week. I thank you for that. But let's dive right into it. Number 1, and this is probably the most important one. I don't even think it should be on the list, but it does need to be said. If they cheat on you, if they've thought about cheating on you, if they've almost cheated on you, if they've emotionally cheated on you. Listen, guys, kissing counts, okay? Falls under the same umbrella of disrespect. I don't want to hear it was an accident. I made a mistake. You didn't make a mistake, okay? Cheating is fermented for a long period of time. They didn't think about you at all because they didn't respect your feelings enough to think about you at all, because you didn't matter, because they don't care about you or respect you enough to care about your feelings. So I don't want to hear, oh, I bent down to tie my shoe. I looked up, someone was in my bed. Bullshit, all right? It was a long process that came about. If anybody's even almost cheated on you guys, you don't want to take the risk, in my opinion, of working it out. People do change, but do I want to waste my life figuring out if they're going to and never be able to trust them again? Number 2, they belittle you. Whether this is in private or in public, belittling is probably one of the most subtle signs of extreme disrespect in a relationship. Because basically what this means is this person doesn't respect you or appreciate you enough to treat you with respect in front of others, thus making you look stupid, making you sound stupid, calling you fat, embarrassing you, and then when you have a reaction to it, saying, I'm joking, lighten up, why are you so hard on it? It's just a joke, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's called gaslighting, number 1. That's extremely narcissistic. And it's a serious sign of disrespect as well. People that go out to disrespect you in a relationship and belittle you and make you feel small have their own issues that they need to deal with. A lot of narcissistic tendencies because they're more insecure about you leaving than them leaving you. Bottom line is, if you're dealing with somebody that belittles you on a regular basis, especially in public in front of other people where they're joking and embarrassing you in front of others and thinking it's okay to joke, you either draw your boundary or you get out. Number 3, if they flirt with others or entertain others' advances, especially if they're attention seekers. Guys, if you have a significant other that's constantly entertaining attention, especially on social media these days, which is a huge issue, to me, that's a huge sign of disrespect. Why? If you value and love your partner that much, you care about how they feel. And if you care about how they feel, that means you respect their feelings. Now, you're not going to want them to feel uneasy about what you're doing. How do you think your significant other is going to feel if you're talking to other people on social media of another sex? You're in a committed relationship, inappropriate. Draw the boundary and don't be in a committed relationship. Because if you want to be in a committed relationship, shit or get off the pot. You can't have the best of both worlds. Especially if you go out somewhere and you go to a bar. There's a lot of things with guys that they say, well, if another man walks up to my woman and wants to buy her a drink or wants to flirt with her, blah, 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 how long do I wait until I go up to them and, basically tell the guy off? Well, here's the first thing. I think that if I were to be dating a woman where these circumstances have happened, my expectations of that woman to be within the same amount of respect for me that I have for her, that if I were out with her and a man were to approach her at a bar when I wasn't standing right next to her and offered to buy her a drink or was flirting with her or whatever the case may be, she'd tell him to go away, sternly. Not interested, please go away. Wouldn't entertain it, wouldn't laugh, wouldn't accept the drink as a joke. Any of those are extremely disrespectful because now she doesn't care that you're standing there. Where it comes to the point a man needs to step in is if she sternly says no and the man does not leave. Then she'll look over to you, give you the signal to come over, and then you deal with it yourself, which usually doesn't happen. Typically, if a woman is straightforward and says, get out, get away, they leave. But anytime you catch a significant other talking to, messaging, out in public, entertaining the opposite sex's attention, or it was an old friend of mine, you don't need to worry about him. That's exactly the guy you need to worry about. And don't be afraid to speak up in your relationship and say, hey, you're allowed to do whatever you want. You're an adult. That's fine. But this is what I expect out of a relationship and we don't need to agree on it, that's fine. But if we're going to be together, this is the way it needs to be. If you don't want to do that, I respect it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but we should really reconsider being together because I don't feel comfortable being in a relationship where that type of stuff happens. Now, if they respect the relationship enough to where they value it, they won't do it because the last thing your partner wants is to lose you over something stupid and you feeling uncomfortable. If they don't care, they don't respect you. Number 4, they continue to lie to you. But a white lie is okay. You know, if someone just gets a new haircut that they're really, really adamant about and they love it, but it's not your favorite haircut, how does my hair look? You know, I wouldn't have cut all that hair off. Okay, they're gonna feel like shit. Oh, it looks great. I'm glad you did it. You know what? It's not your favorite haircut. They like it. Not the end of the world. Those are the kind of lies that no harm, no foul, right? It's the kind of lies that are deceitful in a relationship, where you're purposely hiding something from your significant other out of deception because you're looking to do the wrong thing. You know, if you go out, a guy or a girl go out with a group of friends, and there's going to be someone there that you feel uncomfortable with, and they're going to lie to you and say they're going somewhere else or they're doing something else. That's deceitful. And when it gets to the point where you're looking to be deceitful, you're being extremely disrespectful because you know you're doing something that's making your partner feel uncomfortable. Now you just don't care. So now you're doing something that just shows I don't care about how you feel. I'm going to do what I want, but I don't want you to know about it because I'm too afraid of losing you. That's cowardice. So if someone's continuously lying to you, it's usually a repetitive pattern. When someone doesn't respect you, lying is a serious sign of disrespect to a certain point, especially if they're being deceptive about where they are, what they're doing, who they're with. Those are big red flags that something else could be going on there. Number 5, guys, and this is the last point and one of the most important ones to me. They ignore you or they take their time to answer your phone calls and text messages. I'm not talking about an instance where you're at work or she's at work or he's at work and you know they're busy, they're with customers or whatever the case is all day and they just can't get to their phone. What I'm talking about is if you know they're not doing anything, they're at home or maybe they're out with friends, you give it a reasonable amount of time and they don't answer you for hours. That's extremely disrespectful because if you wanted to talk to the person, you'd answer them. I don't know about you, most of the girls that I date or dated that I knew were really into me, or you know, if you're not in denial and you know they're actually into you, they answer you as soon as they get the chance. They call you as soon as they get the chance because they want to talk to you. They respect and value your affection and attention enough to want that and only that from you. When someone doesn't answer you and says, I'll answer them later, or wait a couple hours, not talking about the game when you first meet. That's a whole different thing. We're talking about when you're in a relationship, you're living together, you've been going steady for a while. Not talking about when you first meet, one of those things where it's like, I don't want to look too desperate. That's a whole different thing we can get into later. Someone purposely ignoring you doesn't care enough or respect you enough. Answer. Bottom line, they don't care enough about you to answer you in a reasonable amount of time, if they can. So that's a huge red flag that you should take into account. If any of these 5 things have popped up in your relationship, they're huge red flags and huge indicators of disrespect. Whether or not you want to deal with it is completely up to you. Me, I don't know. I'd rather rip the Band-Aid off now, go through it for a couple of weeks, and be done with it after, rather than go through the rest of my life living in misery with someone that doesn't respect me. Because if I want to be in a relationship, both people need to respect each other. Otherwise, it's a complete shit show. I want to thank you guys for joining me for this video today. Another volume of the High Value Hacks coaching series. Make sure to check out the videos on the channel for daily motivation. Really get your mind right, especially when you're at the gym in the morning or that car ride to work. If you have another suggestion for the next video, drop it below. If not, catch you guys on the next video.